Walking in the gym for the first time is confusing. There's random machines, weird words like frequency and volume, and everyone online has a different workout routine, and you don't know what to choose. In this video, I break down each section, showing you exactly what to do to grow, what to avoid so you don't waste your time, and how to progress as fast as possible. Before you even touch weights, you need to understand the basics. A rep or repetition is one movement of an exercise. For example, if you're doing a bench press, moving the bar from a position with your arms almost straight down to your chest and back up is one rep. A set is a group of reps. Say you did 5 reps of bench press on your first set, and you rest, and you did 4 reps on your second. That'd be 2 sets. Volume is how much work you do, how many sets and reps. It is important to know that volume only contributes to muscle gain up to a point, and doing too much will just fatigue your muscles. Most people do too much volume to recover from, and that's what I'm here for. Research shows that 2 to 4 sets per muscle group, 2 to 3 times per week, is fully recoverable. Going beyond that can hurt your recovery. In the last section, there will be a variety of workout plans tailored to your needs, with the perfect amount of volume for you to recover from. You might be wondering, why is recovery so important? Recovery is when your muscles actually grow. If you do too much volume without enough rest, your muscles won't fully recover, and that means less growth before your next workout. Frequency is how many times you hit a muscle per week. For example, if you bench press twice a week, that'd be 2 times frequency. It's important that you try to get 2 times frequency for every single muscle group. Doing 2 sets of bench press 2 times a week will be way better than doing 4 sets once a week. In this chart, most points sit above the line, which means higher frequency led to more growth in most studies. For beginners, training muscles more often generally works better for hypertrophy. Progressive overload is one of the most important concepts. Over time, once you reach a certain amount of reps, you up the weight. Now you may wonder, how do I know how many reps I should do before I up the weight? This is what a rep range is. A rep range is the amount of reps you want to do before you add more weight. For example, if my rep range is 4 to 7, and I benched a 165 for 7 and failed on the 8th rep, I should add enough weight so that my new max is 4. For beginners, you should still go to failure, but with a higher rep range, so you can prioritize your form. For beginners, I recommend a 7 to 10 rep range to help focus on form. Now that we're done with the boring part, it's time for the fun part. Grab a notebook or your notes app because we're about to choose your exercises and build a routine that's tailored to you. First, we're going to choose exercises for chest. The chest is mainly made out of 2 parts, the sternal head, which is your mid-chest, and the clavicular head, which is your upper chest. So how do we train the mid-chest? The main function of the sternal head is horizontal adduction, which means your elbows move from out to in. Any flat pressing or fly movement does this. That includes exercises like bench press, machine chest press, or chest fly. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, they all train the same function. What does matter is you pick one, stick with it, and progressively get stronger over time. Next, for the upper chest, its function is shoulder flexion. What this means is that your arms go up and in. You can train this with any type of incline movement, like the incline dumbbell press, incline Smith press, or incline barbell bench press. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, but Smith machine will be slightly more stable. What does matter is your execution. Make sure your elbows stay tucked in and not flared out. Remember, the function of the upper chest is bringing the arms up and in, and keeping your elbows tucked in lines up with that function. In your notebook or your notes app, I want you to record your exercises like this, making sure you only choose one exercise for the middle chest and one for the upper chest. You may wonder, what are those numbers at the end of the exercise? The number is how much weight you do, and the R is for how many reps. So you know when you're at the end of your rep range, you should increase the weight. Next are shoulders. The shoulder is made out of 3 delts, the front delt, the side delt, and the rear delt. You should only have one exercise for each. For the front delt, you can do any type of pressing movement, like a dumbbell shoulder press or a machine shoulder press. For the side delt, you can do any type of lateral raise, cable, or dumbbell, but I recommend cable because it's harder to cheat your form on it. By now, your sheet should look like this, with your chest and shoulder movements selected. And if you don't know your weight and reps, just keep them as weight and reps until you get to the gym. Next, to train your back, you only need 3 movements. One where your elbows are flared out for your upper back, something like a T-bar row, wide grip row, or Smith machine row. Next, the function of the lats is shoulder extension and shoulder abduction. So what does this mean? For shoulder extension, we can do any type of close grip row, a machine, or a cable. For shoulder abduction, we can do any type of pull down, a lat pull down, pull up. But a lat pull down will be better for beginners, because we'll be able to better control your rep range, where pull-ups are just body weight. Your sheet should now look like this, with your chest, shoulder, and back movements selected. Next for biceps, all you need are two movements. Any type of curl, a Bayesian, preacher, or seated dumbbell, but I recommend preacher for the stability. The other movement you need for biceps are hammer curls to help target your brachialis. Your sheet should now look like this, with most of the upper body muscles selected. For the second to last upper body muscle, triceps, you only have two movements, an extension and a pushdown. Now you may wonder, what does that mean? An extension is where your elbow stays still and you extend your arm, something like a cuff tricep extension or a rope extension. A pushdown is where you push the bar down and your elbow moves, something like a V-bar pushdown or a straight bar pushdown. Your sheet should now look like this, and we only have one more exercise until we're done the upper body section. Finally, for abs, you only need one movement, a crunch, something like a machine crunch or a weighted or non-weighted sit-up. If you want to train obliques, which some people do, you can do something where your upper body turns from side to side, like a Russian twist. Finally, choosing exercises for legs are a lot easier because there's a lot less options for movements. For quads, you should have a knee extension, such as a leg extension machine. For hamstrings, you should include knee flexion, using the hamstring curl machine. For calves, you should use a straight leg calf raise, which can be done with a machine, barbell, Smith machine, or a leg press. Next, for abductors, use the abductor machine. Finally, you should also include a hip hinge movement, like an RDL or an SLDL. Finally, include a pressing movement, anything where your legs press, such as a leg press, hack squat, barbell squat, or any other squatting variation. Finally, all your leg movements should be written down like this. Now that we're done choosing all of our exercises, let's go over how many sets and reps to do for each one. For each exercise, start with one warm-up set at about 80% of your working weight for 2 to 4 reps. This is just to prepare for the movement, not to cause fatigue. Then perform 2 working sets in the 7 to 10 rep range, training to failure. Failure means you truly have no more reps left, not just stopping at 10 reps because it says 10 reps in your workout routine. You should also record your sets and compare your form to proper tutorial videos online. Once you're confident your technique is solid, you can move into a lower rep range, around 4 to 7 reps, to minimize fatigue. This doesn't mean stopping at 7 reps, it means increasing the weight so that failure occurs at 4 reps, then working your way up to 7 reps over time and repeating the process. Now that you understand how to train, the next question is, how do you decide which muscles to train on which days? This is called a training split. I'll give you splits for training 1 to 6 times a week. Ideally, you should aim to train at least 2 days per week, since that allows you to hit each muscle twice per week, which is better for growth. If you can go 1, 2, or 3 days a week, you should run a full body split. That means you do all of your upper body and lower body exercises in a single day. Also, make sure you have at least 1 day of rest between workout days, so your muscles can fully recover. If you can go 4 times a week, you should run an upper-lower split. What this means is that you hit all of your upper body muscles on the first day and then all of your lower body muscles on the second. You can tweak this to your needs, like upper rest, upper lower, if you're busy on Tuesday and Thursday. If you can go 5 times a week, you can run a push-pull legs, upper lower, which means you hit chest, shoulders, and triceps on the push day, and then back and biceps on the pull day, and then legs on the third day, and then upper body and lower body. Finally, if you can go 6 times a week, you can run a push-pull legs, or an upper lower 3 times. There won't be a big difference between the splits, just choose the one you enjoy more. Before you leave, let me save you months of wasted time, because almost every beginner makes the same mistakes. Mistake number 1, program hopping. If you change your exercise or program every week, you never progressive overload any exercises. Make sure you choose one and stick to it. Mistake number 2, too much volume. More exercises does not mean more growth. Only choose one exercise from each section that I gave you. Only do 2 sets per each exercise. Mistake number 3, ego lifting. If your form breaks down just to move more weight, you might not even be training the right muscles, just using momentum to swing the weights. Mistake number 4, not tracking lifts. If you don't know what you lifted last week, you don't know if you've improved. You should up the weight. Track your lifts in something like your notes app. Mistake number 5, if you're not eating enough calories and protein, your muscles won't have the energy to grow. Try to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Train smart, stay patient, the results will come. If this helped, I really appreciate if you liked the video, and let me know if I should improve on anything for the next videos.